What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that?
Oh.
Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake! Just think when I have everything set up just right. It's always that one little thing. Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald right here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Spot Show Live Stream. Yes, we are live and live from not New York, if you can't tell. I was going to steal another podcast line in an undisclosed location. There we go. I'll do that. Live in a not so disclosed location in a double wide trailer in the middle of Winder. I'm just kidding. I'll figure it out in a minute. I had one at one time. Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a quarterback. All right, set that up ready. All right, cool. Line. Okay, there we go. Anyway, how's everybody week been, man? Speaking of Georgia, it is, live from Winder, Georgia. It's Thursday night. Live in a not so hidden trailer park in the middle of Winder, Georgia. Sorry. I don't live in a trailer park. I didn't even want to say I live in Winder. But I'm not famous enough to be stalked yet, so nobody's gonna find me. Anyway, speaking of Georgia, man, if you live in Georgia, I'm pretty sure the weather's starting to be brutal everywhere. I think we got to about 90 degrees today. I mean, right now it is, according to my phone here. If I can, according to my phone here, it is still 85 degrees at 8 o'clock. So yes, today was tomorrow's going to be a scorcher. It's going to be it's going to hit about 92 degrees tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, I live in a very small patch of woods in the middle of town. Uh, well, I mean, I really don't live in a. I live in the middle of town. I'll tune in tomorrow night to uh, Wrestling Gold Friday night. I have deer going through. I mean, I do live in the middle of town, but I have deer walking through. I have deer. I have lizards. I have squirrels, of course, raccoons, and could have sworn I seen armadillo once, but I could be wrong. But the usual cats, but I don't think they're stray. They look pretty healthy. Seen a couple dogs, but again, I think they're someone's wasn't like strays or anything like that. Just neighborhood cats and dogs. But yes, deer. I got a camera. You see a deer just walking right through, like it owns the place. But that's been going on for a while. They cleared out a bunch of woods close to where I live, in the middle of town. So yeah, I had a raccoon, or I've had raccoons. I mean, but I think it's because there was an area in town that was very wooded, uh, and they wound up clearing all those woods to build uh, some residential and multi-story, multi-use buildings, basically shops, and one. I know one is going to be like a climatized two or three story storage facility. Uh, but once I think because they cleared all that out, I think that's the reason I got the raccoons, I got the deer, I got the you know everything else. But hello Brenda, hello Joe. By the way, thanks for joining me, and thank you all for joining me too. If you're not joining me live, if you're joining me live, go ahead and say hey. We'll say hey back. I'll say hey back anyway. I don't know about the rude people in the chat, but you know, say hello. I'll say hey back. Uh, don't be a stranger. If you're watching this on a replay, hey, drop a hello as well. I'll drop a hello back. Give us your opinion. Also, drop a like. And if this is your first time watching or anything like that, be a champ and click that subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. But let's see. So, got the bullshit out of the way about my about my wild kingdom over here. Um, yeah, even my brother, he's a deer hunter. He's like, hey, would you mind if I climb up on your roof come deer hunting season and just camp out there? Sure, go ahead. Um, but share the meat and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, it is scorching. I mean, because place I do have is blocked, but they did put some panel up, but it doesn't help. During the winter, once that block gets, or excuse me, yeah, once that block gets cold, the place stays cold. Once and come summer, once that block gets hot, it stays hot. I usually have ceiling fan, air conditioner, little small fan, portable fan on me and everything. And of course, I'm one of these people who I gotta sleep when it's cool. I can't sleep when it's even a normal room temperature. I like it cool so I can bundle up and all that good stuff. But anyway, so yeah, so you folks out there, it's summertime. Stay hydrated, especially if you work outside. I mean, make sure you have plenty of water, Gatorade maybe too, and skip that burger for lunch. Skip the what do we get? We used to call it the 99-cent heart attacks, but of course those 99-cent heart attacks are $1.50 now. So skip that $1.50 $2 heart attacks uh, from Donald's or Burger King or whatever. Uh, Definitely skip the hot dog, racetrack, quick trip, gas station food. Get you some fruits or anything that's keep you hydrated. Even crackers. Don't eat crackers, peanuts, or anything like that because man, they because I made that mistake today. I got some peanuts today, and man, it just soaked up all the water I did drink. It felt like um, so I had to drink another water and another water. But anyway, let's talk some wrestling news. How about that? Enough of babble about me and you know telling people to stay hydrated because I am not a doctor. But I will say, as a person whose normal job is working outside, uh, fruits help, bananas, apples, oranges, grapes if you want to. Like I said, anything kind of just keeps you hydrated. Let's see. So anyway, yeah, I guess I can hear somebody at home right now. Even though they're not doing it in the chat, there's somebody at home right now going, "Shut the up about your personal. Let's talk about some wrestling." You know what? I agree. Let's talk about some wrestling. All right, let's a couple little news bits. Uh, I tried to do something on Monday, but I didn't keep doing all week. But here's three of them, about three different stories here that's kind of at least struck my interest. Anyway, here we go. So as you see, NXT and or WWE and TNA have been working together a lot, and apparently there might be some more collaboration between the two. Uh, not sure what this means. Don't know if this means. I mean, I think somebody I read somewhere where, well, I think it was in the comments on Facebook or whatever about possibly, hey, maybe TKO is going to buy Impact, which they already got one wrestling company, one MMA company, and a bitch slap contest, whatever, uh, slap fest. I probably shouldn't call it bitch slap because they might get offended. And those people look like they can slap pretty freaking hard, and I don't want to be slapped by them. But anyway, so here's how the story goes. Since the beginning of the year, WWE and TNA have embarked on collaborative journey, starting with TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace's participation in the women's battle or women's Royal Rumble match. This partnership has flourished with Grace making a notable appearance on NXT. No, she didn't win an NXT match. She didn't win the Royal Rumble, but she had a great showing on both of them. She recently competed on television, challenging Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship at Battleground this past Sunday. Although she was unsuccessful, Grace's next match will be at Against All Odds, where she has issued an open challenge for her Knockouts champion. So that might be interesting. Who, if they will kind of pay back the favor? You know, maybe somebody from NXT or maybe undercard talent from the main roster women's division can kind of pay back the favor. Nothing wrong with that. That's kind of what I know. I'm digressing here. That back in the territory days, or especially back when Ricky Dozen started uh, professional wrestling in Japan, or made it really big, really popular. And of course, you got to remember, hello, Karen Poole. Y'all also got to remember this was uh, World War II is still fresh on their minds. The atomic bomb and all that. So what would happen is American wrestlers would go over there to Japan, be heels, and and then you know do the pay, do the job, make especially Ricky Dozen, make Ricky Dozen look like a big hero. Later on, made Baba and Tony Onoki look like big heroes. But when the Japanese came here, they were heels, and that they would pay back the favor. Yeah, uh, she jobbed in the battleground match, but she defeated some Hammer Negger on their television, kind of give her like a little spotlight. Um, anyway, let's continue with the article now. According to Fightful Select, it is expected that a WWE star will answer Grace's challenge, signaling that the AEW or excuse me, signaling that the WWE TNA crossover will persist beyond this event. There is significant interest from NXT officials and former WWE talents in TNA, such as Zachary Wentz and Mustafa Ali. Shawn Michaels, a strong advocate for Ali prior to his release, remains interested in utilizing him on the NXT brand. Although Ali is not currently contracted by TNA, he holds their X Division Championship. Oh, interesting. Additionally, TNA World Champion Moose is another talent highly regarded by NXT officials. WWE had pursued Moose in the past, but he chose to stay in TNA. His involvement in the crossover could further enhance the collaboration between the two wrestling giants. Um, yeah, when what? It's definitely maybe 2018, I guess. Whenever Moose first signed, I know I've seen him on a couple of Georgia Independent, Southern Pride and stuff like that, and see him in, I think it was Ring of Honor on TV, on Ring of Honor TV. I was like, man, this dude could big dude, can move, has charisma and stuff like that. And I was like, he has got WWE written all over him. But I think there was some stuff I was past, and of course this was kind of towards that, not really the was it the Me Too or just uh, some famous person uh, abused his girlfriend or something like that. So it kind of started this huge thing, and of course the whole Chris Benoit thing. His abusive towards his wife Nancy. Yeah, we seen him at Summit Ride. Uh, big, big freaking dude, but can move. Uh, I thought he had WWE written all over him, but I think there's some stuff I was past or whatever. I can't remember off the top of my head. Uh, but there was some reason WWE didn't sign him at the time, and he went out going to TNA, and he's been there ever since. I think he's had a couple of contract extensions and stuff like that with TNA, so he's pretty much their guy. Um, and he went there when I say TNA was probably at their lowest. I mean, right before they was about to become Impact Wrestling. After the Hulk Hogan debacle, Eric Bischoff debacle, MVP trying to do something there. It was bad, and it was doing like 15 weeks of TVs in 2 days or something like that. Wasn't good. Then they had that last uh what was it? Not was it Genesis or uh Against All Odds? Where the main one was? They uh they did they had it in Japan. I think the Dudleys crapped on the company. Like everybody wrestled there pretty much crapped on the company uh, leaving. Uh, Joe King wasn't Moose a former Falcon? Yes, he was. Uh, he was a former Falcon. Uh, a real name Quinn. I wish they. I'm going to butcher this name. Quinn Ojinaka. They used to have the abbreviations on these Wikipedia things. But yeah, he was an offensive lineman for the Atlanta Falcons. Drafted fifth round at the 2006 NFL Draft. But he also went on to play for New England Patriots, St. Louis Rams, and Indianapolis Colts. Uh, so yeah, played with him in 2009. Yeah, he was a Falcon from 2006 to 2009. Patriots 2010. St. Louis Rams off season and or practice squad member only. Uh, Indianapolis Colts in 2011 and St. Louis again in 2012. Uh, so yeah, basically, he was released again on October 22nd in 2012. He said, this ain't gonna work out for me. Trained under Mr. Hughes and also attended the WWE training camps. Um, so yeah, how old is he? He's 6'8", 319. Yeah, he's every bit of that. He's only 40. Hmm. But anyway, so yeah, legit. I mean, usually, uh, usually WWE likes their legit athletes. If Bill Watts was around, he'd be a huge star. Bill Watts likes his big old football players. So, anyways, uh, so I mean, yeah, I mean TNA needs some kind of spark. Get some eyes on them. Hopefully it works out for them. Just don't see where. I mean, at least you. I know. I guess technically they're. I guess technically they're a, you know, Canadian company now. Uh, or they. I guess the headquarters is still in Nashville. Well, yeah. Their parent company is Anthem Sports and Entertainment, located in Toronto, but they kind of try and go all over. Anyway, like I said, I don't see uh, them wanting to buy TNA. Maybe partner up, kind of do a little bit for them more than say TNA did. I mean TNA just I mean AEW did. Pretty much all they did was let Kenny Omega go over there and beat their champion, become the TNA champ or Impact champion, excuse me. Uh, then he dropped that title to Christian Cage, who was employed by AEW. So yeah, good way to kind of protect your own talent, but really not helping much either. Um, anyways, all right. Let's see. Another news flash. GCW aims to host Sabu's retirement match in 2025. After a long, successful wrestling career, Sabu is preparing to get in shape for his retirement match. During a recent appearance on Conversations with the Wrestling Classic podcast, Sabu revealed that Game Changer Wrestling, GCW, has expressed interest in hosting his final match in January 2025. However, Sabu has other plans and would prefer to wrestle his last match in AEW. He explained, "My goal is to work out until the last match, and I know the last match isn't tomorrow. GCW wants me to do my last match with them in January. I said, I don't know if I'll be ready. I don't want to finish my last match January 1st. I want it to be in July. I want it to be in Las Vegas." He continued, "I'm going to have a final match eventually. I'm not in shape for it yet. I'm hurting too much, I'm hoping my pain eases up. I'm sure it will. I'd like to maybe do my final match with AEW because they have big platform and a big paycheck, which yeah, I think that's what uh Sabu wants to he wants to get that one last big paycheck because uh last time I see him, I mean, granted Sabu probably should be multi-millionaire by now and all that good stuff, but whatever happened. Can't change. Uh, he was loyal, well, not exactly loyal to ECW, but ECW kind of was, especially that second time where he did get fired or not get fired. He kind of don't know it's miscommunication or just said, "Hey, Japan's gonna pay me a whole hell of a lot more me being there than here," and didn't do the match for ECW. Go watch one of the documentaries. They'll they'll explain everything, or watch a Sabu's cheat interview talking about it. Um, got that big payday. Was briefly signed with WCW. I guess it was per appearance or whatever. I mean, he got a couple paydays for it. A you know pay per view payday, I think as well. I think he wrestled Alex Wright on a pay per view. Um, but that was it. Then next thing you know, he's back in ECW. Uh, don't think he stayed to the the bitter end, but close to it. Then he went on to work XPW, other independents. Of course, he unfortunately had his uh, problems. Uh, I mean, dude took hella bumps. I mean, scarred up his body and stuff like that. I mean, he is a legend. I mean, I thought he had retired a long time ago. My bad, but uh, but definitely needs have that one decent uh retirement match that everybody gets to see. And let's just say, oh, so was Jerry Lynn? I thought Jerry Lynn was probably on TV as well. I thought it might have been Alex Wright on at Fall Brawl. It was, uh, it wasn't Jerry Lynn. It was Mr. JL. Come on, uh, uh, uh kayfabe. But yeah, it was Jerry Lynn because so original there. Some That's some great creative thinking there. We're gonna put you in a mask and call you Mr. JL. It's like, what the hell was the JL supposed to stand for? That's kind of like the back in Memphis. I think we talked about this last week, briefly, where or last week on Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where Billy Travis, I guess, lost a loser league town match, or was on the losing fall of a loser league town match. He comes back in a mask, calls himself BT Express. So I guess they didn't want to call him JL Express. They just said, "Hey, how about Mr. JL?" I mean, for Christ's sakes, when they went, when Bob Armstrong decided to put a mask on, he called himself the Bullet. When Johnny Walker put on the mask, called himself Mr. Wrestling 2. Tim Woods, Mr. Wrestling 1. Uh, was it Bruiser? Yeah, Bruiser Brody. Uh, Lost, I guess, a loser league town match. He came in as Red River Jack. Come on, be a little. I mean, and I don't think anybody, especially at that time, Dave. I mean, I knew who Jerry Lynn was because of Global, and if you want to see some kick-ass revolutionary matches at that time, check out Global Wrestling Federation for the lightweight championship. The Jerry Lynn, Lightning Kid, Sean Waltman matches. Those were pretty good. Those were pretty daggum good. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't blame Sabu not for wanting a big paycheck. Let it be on the pay per view where people will watch. I'm 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 trying to be impartial here because I'm just not a fan of that whole uh what you call it death match. I mean, I can watch probably if there was a full card of matches, different matches, stuff like that, and one of them just happens to be a street fight or death match type match. I can watch that one. I'm good with that. But if you give me a whole card full of death matches, I'm just like, eh. This. Oh, so is it Halloween Havoc? Was it Jerry Lynn or was it Alex Wright? Or was Alex Wright on Nitro, then Jerry Lynn at the pay per view? Or Mr. JL at the pay per view? My mind was a little foggy at the time. I wonder why. Wait a minute. Probably not so foggy at night. Well, could have been. Not too foggy. Not, that's right. 95. I had done graduated. Okay, October 95. I was still not. Okay, Mr. JL, the pay per view. All right, thank you. Keep. I had to hire you as a producer because you do a whole lot better than my freaking staff. Of course, sometimes I don't think about this when I talk about this stuff. But anyway, Mr. JL at the pay per view. Gosh, I want to poke fun at that so much more. But they weren't. It wasn't like they was going to use JL, Jerry Lynn, or anything anyway. I think he was just glorified enhancement talent. But again, thank goodness for ECW. Jerry Lynn went there, had some kick-ass matches with Rob Van Dam, uh, just incredible. But but yeah, if you're gonna have the death match here, hardcore match here, blah blah blah, that kind of takes away what I mean. What do you expect Sabu to do in his match? You know, same thing everybody else is doing. So if it's an AEW, you probably tell all those people, say, hey, cool. And nobody's doing kind of hardcore ECW style matches except Sabu tonight. Tony Khan, listen to me. If you're going to host a Sabu retirement match, do some, get some credit, or do something. Uh, just do this one thing. Tell your boys, say, look, no ECW type matches from any of you except for Sabu and whoever he wrestles. Let Sabu be Sabu in this match and not have everybody copy shit he did. Um, that's my personal opinion. Um, I mean, kind of if you have a decent bone in your body, you make that happen. Anyway, but in big news this week, it seems like uh, it seems like the WWE might be a guy short. That being Ricochet. There is reports that Ricochet is, I think his contract is due in July, next month or middle of next month, August, something like that. Uh, so there's talk that he's already gave a notice. He's like, look, I'm through. I'm gonna play the. I'm just gonna be a free agent, legit free agent. I don't know if he's gonna see if AEW is gonna give him a big money deal, or kind of go to Japan for a little bit, do some Japan stuff. Maybe go to TNA, play around a little bit. Maybe have a cup of coffee in AEW. Play, just kind of play around a little bit. Uh, his buddy Osprey, Will Osprey's there, so uh, and I will say, Ricochet, he's a talented dude, man. Uh, I think Ricochet is gonna go down as one of these people. If you put a list of people, uh, he's gonna be in that list of people who fans will say, "Hey, if this dude could have talked and gave promos, he'd definitely be world champion." But he's not that good on the mic. Sorry. Uh, he's okay, but he's not. Uh, I mean, look at him. I'm pretty sure he could be a heel, but would you really buy him as being a heel? And people would want to cheer him anyway, so why put him as a heel? Uh, anyway, let's see what the article says here. It's becoming increasingly likely that Ricochet will soon be leaving WWE. Initially, PW Insider reported that Ricochet had given notice to the company. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter provided an update indicating that the situation was up in the air. with sources close to Ricochet suggesting that he had not given notice. However, Meltzer later mentioned that Ricochet had made his decision, although the specifics were not confirmed. According to PW Insider, the current plan is for Ricochet to make his final WWE appearance on tonight's Raw, which was Monday night. I don't know if you've seen it. Um, okay, not to spoil what happened to Ricochet on Monday night. If you haven't seen it yet, cry me a river. Uh, anyway, let's see. Regarding the earlier report about Ricochet's decision being uncertain, PW Insider clarified that they had informed multiple times by several sources that he had indeed given notice before the news surfaced on Saturday. Ricochet has yet to make any public comments about his plans once his WWE contract is up. So, uh, yeah, they just want to flip around. But, gosh, I mean, how can I put this? We see we see him now in WWE. He can do more than just flip around. Dude can bump. He can sell. Sometimes his timing of things is not that well, and he looks so flawless doing everything. Just got that certain balance. I mean, that natural balance. I mean, he like when he does that uh, flip over the rope to the floor, uh, and that got a pop. But just landed perfectly. No, nothing shaking or anything like that. Just stood straight up and faced whoever. Joe King, after Cesaro doing nothing in AEW, I don't get excited about. No, especially Ricochet. No offense to Ricochet. If he goes to AEW, here's what's going to happen. He's going to go there, and in 2 months, after a little bit of fanfare stuff like that, maybe a couple little dream matches, um, and he'll probably because I think they're putting a whole lot on Will Ospreay being their top star. So and Okada as well, I'm sure. Uh, he's not going to be their world champion. He's not going to be their top guy. He's not going to move the needle. I'm sorry. I mean, like I said, Ricochet is talented. If he's wrestling, I will watch it. But if you say, okay, here's this card, blah 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 blah, Ricochet main event, I'm like, okay. Oh, at AEW, um, like I said, the dude is. I give it a month. Oh no, I'll short it because I think when he first goes there, they're probably gonna put him with people who he can work with. He's had outstanding matches with, uh, and make the fanboys cream themselves. Him and Osprey. Him, I like to see him and Pac. That would be good. Him and Phoenix. I like to see. I think that's probably happened in Lucha Underground, but it wasn't seen. I mean, how many people really seen Lucha Underground? I can tell you, I didn't see every episode of Lucha Underground. Seeing a little here, seeing a little there. It's just I can never remember really what time it was on anyway, and it was kind of late sometimes. I think as well. But he'll probably wrestle somebody he's probably never wrestled before. Uh, I get it within 6 months, and he's going to wrestle somebody who they think it's on Ricochet's level. The guy who's going to be wrestling on Ricochet will think he's on Ricochet's level, but they'll do something stupid and cause him to get injured. or they'll not be at the right place where they need to be. Like, I mean, I swear, I remember a few months ago, uh, like to see him and uh, Takeshita. Crap! Don't make me look for this. You put I finally remembered to listen to it last night. You got to replace the T with the N. So I mean, which of course you can. After this video, feel free to check out my AEW Dynamite recap show. Uh, Takishna, yeah, I think that's right. So that you got to take the T and take off the T and add the N. I think that's right. Takishna, yeah. So it's not take a shit or yeah. But yeah, that would be a good match. But he's on Ricochet's level. I don't think he'll be injured on that. I mean, I'm probably an accident or something like that. I'm sure, but because or just Ricochet just goes, hey, I don't have to. Uh, I can be irresponsible and take chances that WWE didn't allow me to, and that possibly be. I'd say within 6 months if he goes to AEW, and by that time he's gonna be forgotten about it. He's gonna be on Rampage, which nobody really watches, and Collision, which no, or they don't. There you go. They'll probably put him in Ring of Honor. He'll probably be a Ring of Honor champion. Uh, which, if it was done right, if I was in AEW, I had to do this fancy booking and placing people. Uh, I would definitely run Ring of Honor separately, developmental, whatever like a AAA baseball team. If anybody watches baseball, sometimes AAA teams have a mixture of veterans that just couldn't make it to the show quite yet, with a bunch of young guys. Um, but I can see. I mean, I hate to say it because I do like Ricochet. I'm not saying this to dog Ricochet, but Ricochet will be better used or better equipped for Ring of Honor wrestle because he's a proven. If he was, if they did do something, I mean, I don't know how you. I think you gotta pay for a subscription or something like that to stream Ring of Honor. Nobody's gonna do that. I can't believe that's even still. I like to know how much money they're losing on that. Maybe they should have said, hey, uh, I'm pretty sure CM Punk was part of the deal of having or uh, Warner Brothers Discovery to put a Saturday show on TNT, which what wound up being Collision. It's like, okay, we'll give you CM Punk, but can we make it Ring of Honor Collision or something like that? And then say, hey, Punk, you're you were Mr. Ring of Honor for so many years. Here's Ring of Honor right back to you. That's what I would have done at the time, but I'm not a billionaire, so hmm. I really wanted them to do. Yeah, uh, he's good. He's good right now as a heel. He's got that killer. You can tell he's got his style. He's got that killer instinct, and he's got a good enough mouthpiece. And I mean, I don't like Don Callis. Nobody likes Don Callis, but hey, He's okay on the mic. He's that perfect manager for Kensuke Takishina. I'm getting it right. Can't say you can't teach an old dog new tricks or new words. It just takes a while. But but yeah. But I mean they got such a stacked roster right now. Uh, I'm not gonna be really surprised come Forbidden Door. Will Ospreay's gonna walk out AEW World Champion. I'll probably be more surprised if he doesn't leave Forbidden Door new AEW World Champion. Uh, which I think is next weekend, and we'll do a whole, well, not the whole show, but because we'll you know figure out how well I did on my Clash at the Castle predictions. But they want what's I mean, mm, I don't. Is Gabe Sapowski, whatever his name is? Is he still work for WWE? Uh, I've always liked to name drop Scott Levy, Raven, but I think Raven's totally done. He has no care for the business whatsoever. I think he briefly did a little work for Billy Corgan's NWA, um, or maybe bring in Raven and another young guy, kind of say, okay, you done, you, like somebody who's really good at booking an indie federation or indie company, um, bring him or her along. Say, okay, you're kind of the apprentice. I'm gonna this is you get your PhD in wrestling booking here and know how to make things make sense. Um, because like I said, I'm sorry, I've seen indie shows in Georgia here that has better uh, sequences and things that make sense. And this ran, or at least their product as far as uh, is fluent. In other words, better story. I mean, even though they might run like a show or two. Yeah, you think Dustin would be good. But I don't know if he's in that. I think he has something to do with backstage. He might be just an agent or just kind of like that player coach type person who it's like, okay, I'll wrestle a little bit. Yeah, I think he's more like an agent maybe. I think he somewhat does the what you call it, the Nightmare Factory, whatever. Let's see. Scroll down, scroll down. Like I said, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, like I said, he might be just an agent, whatever. Can't really get nothing from there. Let me. folks trying to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think he has a significant role as far as anything. Just I think he's just there. Um, he'll put a couple guys over, I guess. Um, but it seems like he will be an agent or something like that. I would think the problem is with that too is I forgot it might have been Jungle Boy. He did an interview and he said he doesn't even like to approach Billy Gunn. Okay, Billy Gunn, part of one of the best factions in wrestling, one of the best, a member of one of the best tag teams in wrestling history. Uh, anyone who did the kind of the coaching thing in WWE before being let go. Um, you don't want to go to him for advice. Oh, I don't like going to him for advice because he don't like the Canadian destroyer. Cry me a river. Uh, I think that's just it though. It's you got all those people there who will if you bring somebody in to go okay, I'm the booker here. Uh, this is here's my finish. This is y'all wrestle up to that. Don't do any stupid shit. You don't need five no selling Canadian destroyer uh no sequences between each of y'all. Um, but I mean, they had Arn Anderson there for how many years? They had Tully Blanchard there for how many years? They still have Billy Gunn there. They still have Dustin Rhodes there. Jerry Lynn is there. Christopher Daniels is there. You think any of these people? Uh, and I mean, I hate to say it. This is why back in the day you needed a Bill Watts, you need a Ole Anderson. At some extent, you need a Eddie Graham. I don't think Eddie Graham had the reputation of being a you know ass chewer or anything like that. He just ran the promotion, had the final say so, but had a booker kind of tell people. How did Ron Fuller said? It's like he's Ron Fuller in his Studcast one time told the story. It's like, yeah, uh, the toughest job as a promoter slash booker is telling a wrestler who's especially one that's been a good hand and all that uh I gotta let him go. So I hired Bob Armstrong to be my booker just so he could, not because he didn't couldn't book a territory or whatever, but the final line was I do need somebody to tell these guys that they're fired, so they can be the bad guy, not me. I think Eddie Graham was but he if you watch anything with and I'm totally digressing in all my whole show here. I know. Uh, it's like any job you get. You go in. I mean, if you get a job flipping burgers, you go to McDonald's. Uh, it's like okay, you're sitting there, you're cooking the burger, or whatever. Who are you going to ask? You going to ask the guy who says, "Oh yeah, keep flipping them over again," young guy, because he thinks, scooping them up, flipping them, scooping them up, flipping them, scooping up, flipping them, looks cool. Or are you going to go to uh, an older person and who's just let them sit for a little bit, flip, sit a little bit. done, and you look at it and you're done, and the person that keeps flipping. Okay, looks funny and all that, but nothing's really getting done. Who whose advice are you going to take? uh, the person who's been doing it for a while, or the young person who just wants to just pick it up with spatula and flip it? Um, and you had people in that time like Eddie Graham who, and Vern Gagne too, who, you know, bring guys in, put them under the wing. Dusty Rhodes had a, everybody decided to see he had a great mind for him business. Learned from Eddie Graham, as did Bill Watts, uh, Ole Anderson. But a lot of times, here's the deal: it's like, okay, you're kind of stuck in your bubble of how to do things. Things you got to accept change a little bit. And I think even Arn Anderson's podcast, I heard him say it's like there's a lot of things these kids are doing I don't like, but I gotta adapt to them. But that's what they need. It's like, okay, there's a certain style now, and they do want to be you want to be an alternative to your competition. You want to be different. Coke and Pepsi been competitors for years. Uh, two different tastes. I mean, sure, Pepsi you can say, oh, Coke, you're number one, so let me change my stuff to taste just like your product. No, you don't want that. Pepsi drinkers don't want that. Um, Coke tried to do that with New Coke, and it failed miserably. Go ahead, check it. Go look at some kind of you know documentary on New Coke. But the thing is that these young kids do not want to listen to a Dustin Rose. A Dustin Rose that be like, okay, I had to change my stuff. Uh, I had quit being Dustin the natural roads and become Gold Dust. So I know he knows about adapting. And he's 55 years old. Uh, I think, yeah, around 55 years old. So he knows how to adapt. And look at he'll throw a uh what's that code red or a Canadian destroyer through 6'6", 50 what was that 55 years old. Uh, so he knows, okay, these moves are popular, but we can still use these moves, but let's use them logically, and you still have a more of a non WWE wrestling product. I think Dustin would be good at that. I think Jerry Lynn could be that. You put a committee together, Dustin, Jerry Lynn. I mean, come on. Like I said, Jerry Lynn was doing the stuff these kids are doing now back in 93, give or take, 92, 93. So he had to adapt his style a little bit. It's like, let me. I mean, he wrestled in ECW where they did a whole lot of crazy stuff. So he can sit there and go, hey, there's a reason you kind of want to. Even ECW, some of the things, okay, a lot of things in ECW didn't make sense. Go back and rewatch it. You know, there's some things that kind of just like, okay, did you really have to do that? I think Steve Carino, that's another name. But I think Steve Carino might be working for WWE still. I think Steve Carino would be hell a hell of a booker, and he don't want writer. He's a guy that don't want writers. He's like, okay, here's your segment, here's your bullet points, go. You know, as far as promos, okay. Here's your finish of the match. Uh, let's lay it out for me a little bit. Okay, you don't need this, don't need that. Do that though. Okay, every match don't need to be a Steamboat Savage, 15 near fall whatever. Um, so Let's have one or two, but you use different. You don't have to use other people's finishers. Okay, not five of these moves out, but at least these two in. Uh, I think I think Steve Carino will be good at that. But I think he is. He still. I think he still works for WWE. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this ain't gonna tell me shit. Let's see. So yeah, he has. So yeah, so yes, Carino is still working for the WWE. But yeah, uh, I think Steve Carino could be a great booker for AEW. I think Dustin could. I think maybe a committee. Dustin Daniels or Jerry Lynn, Christopher Daniels, Dustin Rhodes. Um, if Kenny Omega is not able to wrestle, let him in there too. So you know, or you don't need all four. Just maybe two of the four. Kind of collaborate. Let's make this make sense and still be a new style. You can do that. I believe you can do that. Uh, but you just can't have kids say, okay, uh, okay, guys, you against you. Who wins? You win. Okay, yay! I booked a match. No, that's not it, dude. Uh, I mean, uh, even fancy booking, the one I did last week, uh, and that was nowhere near as, like I said, good thing that's part of that's fancy booking. uh, I'm pretty sure that was nowhere near the level of as the pros that WWE have. As far as they got writers, you got. Uh, I mean, the thing about it. I mean, here's the thing too. You got to have somebody in there that can plug up the holes too. No matter what you feel about Vince McMahon, Vince McMahon was good about that. He's like, okay, this is horseshit. This is horseshit. This seems good. I got a big hole here, so why don't we do this? What do you? Okay, and he has a reputation. Sometimes listen to his performers too. You just got to talk to the guy. Talk to the guy. I mean, the Click did it. Austin did it. I'm sure Roman Reigns did it. Cena did it. Uh, so maybe because you're saying top guys. I mean, Triple H wasn't always a top guy. He got slopped, dropped everything else. He had you know that current call thing. Triple H, Paul Levesque had to eat a lot of crow. Uh, he had to deal with a lot of shit because he was the only one punished for that shit. Uh, but look at him now. But Triple H is good as far as he likes to let things simmer. He knows how to. I don't think he's as good as Vince as far as filling in the gaps sometimes. As far as it, like if you watch a movie and it has a sequel, you have all these plot holes. Sometimes I don't know if he's as good as that. Um, but right now, what he's doing is good. Is it all good? No. Um, because right now it's WWE is in a great spot because you have all these guys that could be a top guy, a world champion. That's first they got two shows, two basically top champions. Uh, if something happens to one, plug somebody else. I mean, I think the whole Drew McIntyre CM Punk thing, CM Punk injured but still being relevant, uh, shows up sporadically to push his. They ain't had one the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud, even though they not wrestled not one match together except for Royal Rumble. Oh, big deal. I'm not talking about one on one. That's a more interesting storyline than just about anything. And yeah, go ahead, put hate on me. You know I'm right. The CM Punk Drew McIntyre storyline feud, even though CM Punk hasn't really wrestled that much, and Drew's about to wrestle Damian Priest, and he's been acting like a babyface for the past couple of weeks. Uh, that's been a more interesting storyline than anything in AEW. I mean, because okay, MJF just came back, and he's feuding with Roosh. They had a pull apart brawl on AEW last night. Why? Shouldn't we be going after the uh, the Kingdom, the Undisputed Kingdom? That's what put him on the shelf. Adam Cole turned on him. Adam Cole could be the little manager person putting people in front of him, but it's nothing going on. They put him in this angle with Rouge. They had a pull apart brawl all over the building. Thursday. Oh, by the way, um, come this Monday on Dynamite, MJF versus Rouge. Oh, it's such a big deal. We're not going to have any commercial breaks. I guess a street fight, whatever. Tune in. It's like, I mean, you can put MJF in his first match with just about anybody on TV. You don't need a pull apart brawl and stuff like that. MJF can get the match over because he'll say, "Hey, I need a tune-up match. Uh, Rouge, hell of a hand. Get your ass in here. Let's work." And they can have one match because Rouge, okay, but he's not on top of the card, anybody's card. He's not on top of AEW's card. When has he done anything significant? I mean, right now, Tony Khan's too busy with his new toys. Okada, Will Ospreay. They just put the title on Swerve, and like I said, it'll come Forbidden Door. It's going to be more surprising to me if Will Ospreay doesn't walk out with the world title. Uh, where did I go on this tangent? Oh yeah, trying to find bookers for AEW. But yeah, I mean, I, as long as I've been doing this YouTube thing for over a year. Um, and this is fun. I hate to say it. I'm not. Don't hate to say it. Why not? This is pretty fucking fun. Um, but I said when I first did my AEW Dynamite and watched the product for a little bit and knew, okay, this is why this, why that. This, how come I have like great athletes, great matches, flippity do what's cool, whatever. I can deal with it. Uh, but I'm like, there's really nothing that's going to keep my interest. I'm interested because I like wrestling. I'm a pro wrestling fan. But is there? Okay, guys, got this kid MJF. Okay, he's coming in dressed like Ric Flair doing Shane Douglas promos. And he's very good at it. He's very good in the ring. He's fucking over. Not dogging him. Shane Douglas, 95, 96, 97. After ECW, you know, whatever. Uh, if you ask fans who are, I mean, we're talking 30 years, you're not going to remember, I mean, unless you go back and watch old video of ECW and Shane Douglas. No, ask a random, ask an actual wrestling fan on the street, hey, do you remember the franchise Shane Douglas? No. Did he wrestle for that one promotion people used to cheer for? ECW? The one Rob Van Dam wrestled at. Yeah, he was the franchise of that. Probably will not, unless they, listen to the podcast and all that. Uh, and Shane Douglas, and that period, he hit his prime, and that was it. So, and it's pro wrestling. Good gosh, people going to take from this, take from that, take from this, and make it their own. MJF has done that, and done a damn good job doing it. But and it's like, okay, they got. I yes, again, throw the hate comments. I thought the whole Adam Cole, MJF, Chacho gimmick, whatever, uh, better than you, baby. That was some funny shit. That was entertaining. Uh, the double clothesline, the uh, kangaroo kick, fucking comedy gold. Entertaining as hell. But you gotta have other things to keep you interested. You got like WWE. You got, let's see, right now you got, okay, what's happening with this new bloodline now? You got Solo Sokoa with the Gorillas in the Mist together. Paulie dangerously, or Paul Heyman. It's like, oh, I don't know if I'm digging this, being part of this or not. You got that. You got now interest in they recreate a angle with that Mark Henry did with the AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes. You got interest in that. You got the interest of Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, involving also the Alpha Academies. Uh, like I said, CM Punk hasn't wrestled since the Royal Rumble, and hasn't wrestled not one match against Drew McIntyre. That shit's interesting. Uh, Interesting in this match with Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest. There's interest now. Uh, well, what's going to happen now? Uh, and you got some new talent. The Liv Morgan thing with Dominique. It's a throwback to the Attitude Era, but it's interesting. Um, and speaking of the Attitude Era, and no, Tony Khan, don't even think about it, because like I said, you're not Vince McMahon. Um, what Vince Russo was good at doing at that time, and in the Attitude Era, Vince Russo and F. Ferrara was seemed like everybody on the card has something to do. They're involved in something that kept your interest. Not just the main event people, but everybody. And that's what made it really good. Is there enough of that now? Not really. Um, and sometimes it's like, yeah, some of the fans just don't have interest in some of the people there. Um, and no offense, Ricochet is just okay. We like your wife. Okay, we kind of don't care. Let's see, you come out. Okay, that's cool. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, this is a great match. Okay, then Ricka who? Ricka what? Ricochet, mother. Oh, that should be his. There you go. Gave Ricochet's tagline. Ricka who? Ricka what? Ricochet, motherfucker. Anyways. Oh wow. See, I keep babbling about this crap, and people needing bookers. And what do? I just keep babbling along. All right. Let's see. Let's do some predictions right quick for uh, Clash at the Castle in Scotland. Yo, okay. Is that does Scottish people call people wankas or wankas, or is that just um, the English? I'll pull up my notes right quick. So, Clash at the Castle. It is this Saturday, taking place in Scotland. Uh, these are just the matches I know of right now. I'm pretty sure SmackDown will add a dark match or just add another match. But right now we got one, two, three, four, five matches. That's kind of been the mo. They've been kind of, and I think this is going to be. I wouldn't want to say a glorified Raw or anything like that or SmackDown. Yes, premium live event, Clash at the Castle. At least that's what they said. I can find out if I'm right or wrong. Yes, Saturday the 15th at 1:30 p.m. Not 1 o'clock, 1:30. And that is, yes, this Saturday. But I think some of this is going to maybe do a little bit of build up to SummerSlam. SummerSlam's going to be slightly bigger. So, anyway. So, what, like I said, I don't know what the match order. I'm just picking them at random. SummerSlam is going to be. SummerSlam is going to be in Cleveland, August 3rd. Cleveland Brown Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. So yeah, that's going to be in America. Uh, and they got money. Okay, Money in the Bank is going to be in Canada. Bash in Berlin is going to be in Berlin on August 3rd. Yeah. Uh, so SummerSlam is going to be in America, or yeah, in America, Canada, Berlin. Let's see. What else? The Royal Rumble this year is going to be the Rumble. Oh wait a minute, that already took place. Oh come on. Anyway, so yeah, it's so nah. Yeah, SummerSlam's going to be in America, but the rest of them is going to be one's going to be in Canada, and another one is going to be in Berlin. But hey, I sometimes don't mind. I don't mind watching these in the afternoon, especially when I do sometimes go to wrestling shows Saturday night, or just sleep Saturday, whatever. Um, but anyway, let's kick things up. Well, I don't know. It, like I said, they might have a, they'll probably have a dark match. Don't know what it is yet. They probably announce on SmackDown. But this is the card so far. Uh, let's go with you got match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, a triple threat match. You got Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, the champions, going against Alda Fire and Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Me personally, I would love to see Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark win this, but I'm going to go with Bianca and Jade keeping it this time. Uh, let's see. All right. And we got a match for the. Uh, the thing with WWE, you can almost miss probably a couple weeks, then still kind of like fall right back in, like you really didn't miss a thing, but it'll still keep your interest. Uh, but anyway, so uh, we got a match for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn, the champion, versus Chad Gable with Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree in his corner. Hmm. I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn keeping it. Uh, Chad Gable will get distracted by Otis, Tozawa, and Maxine for not helping him. They're probably not going to do anything physical to Gable till maybe after the match. Um, but he'll just get distracted by it, get frustrated, remove a kick. Sami Zayn wins. Me personally, uh, how I would book it, have Sami Zayn win, like I said. Then Monday, let him throw one more tantrum and say, okay, have Sami Zayn say, okay, you get one more shot at this, but I want Alpha Academy out of it, just me and you. Okay, let's do it. And that's when the Creed brothers will come in and help Chad Gable win. That would be pretty cool, I think. But Sammy's one of Paul Levesque's boys, so I don't see that happening. Uh, like I said, I say he's good, but they all have their favorites. All right, we have a WWE Women's Championship match: Bayley versus Piper Niven. Uh, ooh, this is kind of tough because I can almost see Piper Niven win, but I'll just do the safe bet because in the back of my mind, I just think this is going to be just a glorified mini SmackDown plus Raw. So uh, not gonna. I'll just take the safe bet. Say Bayley wins that one. All right, and we got I Quit match for the undisputed WWE Championship. It is Cody Rhodes, the champion, versus AJ Styles in the I Quit match. Uh, Cody keep. I think no offense to AJ. Would love to see AJ win, but Cody's gonna win this one. Oh wow, this one says 2 p.m. One of them says 1:30 p.m. 1:30 might be the pre-show. Anyway, let's see. And last but not least, not sure if this is the main event or not, but you're gonna have Damian Priest defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. Why the hell not? I would like nothing against Damian Priest. I like him, but I want to see Drew win. face uh, face Gunther at SummerSlam. Then him lose against Gunther because I don't know. Maybe that one song will play before he hits the Claymore kick. You know that one song, "Cult of Personality," Living Color. Uh, but I can see somehow CM Punk getting involved in this one. Have Damian because I don't think we're really seen Damian Priest and Gunther. I don't remember seeing them in a match. Maybe they have. I just don't remember it. Um, but this is right now uh, prime Damian Priest, prime Gunther will be good to see. Yeah, I mean that's one reason I think. I mean, if CM Punk is able to wrestle by SummerSlam or at SummerSlam, I think he might somehow cause Drew to lose this match. That way, they have a marquee matchup at SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre, or another marquee matchup, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Let Gunther and Damian Priest beat the hell out of each other. But if CM Punk is not quite 100%, um, at SummerSlam for SummerSlam, I see him somehow costing Drew McIntyre the title, have Gunther win at SummerSlam. But see, I mean, like I say, you just got so many. I mean, you got Priest now right there. You got Drew McIntyre. You got Gunther who can hold that belt. Uh, Jay Uso, he's coming along pretty good. Maybe he should be Intercontinental Champion before he becomes a World Champion. Uh, Dang, you just got so many guys you can. I mean, I'm not a Sami Zayn fan, but you know, you can give him that "oh, you deserve it" day, and this be a transitional champion, but he'll be a good transitional champion. I'm just not a big Sami Zayn fan. Sorry, folks, but I'm not going to deny that dude's talented. Um, then you got the other side. You got Solo coming along great. You got AJ there. You got I haven't watched SmackDown Raw in a while, so uh, LA Knight was coming along good, but I think it just got stuck, kind of got stalled, But maybe a U.S. title victory is what he needs. Um, but yeah, like I said, yes, you got Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's I think injured as well now, but you can put that strap on SmackDown, Bobby Lashley, and he can have a short run. And I think people will dig it. People will buy into it. That's if that's if something happened and Cody got injured. So I mean, I don't think anybody would complain if AJ beats Cody. But I just don't think Cody's going to lose right now. But whoa, how did that get up there? But yeah, so what are you folks saying? What do you folks think might happen at Clash at the Castle? I know Tony or Joe said he has no clue. He's totally out of the loop. Oh, And that's another thing. I forgot Randy Orton. He's on SmackDown. He can have one last run. I mean, you just got so much talent, and you transition them. And you know it's going to be done well. Everybody would keep interest. Unlike AEW, who's got again a lot of talent there. You got Okada there now. You got Will Ospreay. Um, just gave the title to Swerve Strickland. I not think I like seeing it, but I sometimes think it was a little too soon. Let them keep building up because now you got MJF back. You still got Jay White there. Uh, and you think about bringing in Ricochet. Um, you still got Samoa Joe there. I mean, I know he's going. Now that I will say in AEW, the Samoa Joe hook and Shibata pairing, I could dig that. Of course, I said that in my Dynamite review. So after I'm done here, go check that out. Leave a like, subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. It'll be greatly appreciated. But uh, eh, can't forget they got this new kid there named not AEW WWE. Got this kid named Braun Breaker. My two complaints about Braun Breaker: A, the name. Everybody knows he's a Steiner. Braun Steiner. What the hell? I understand. Copyright thing. Whoop de doo. Um, which I will say, I think always got. I should have gave her credit. I mean, Lena McMahon does not get enough credit for what she did. I mean, she probably didn't handle the talent stuff like that, but she did handle a lot of things that did help create that empire. Uh, when I read, she pretty much studied up and taught herself like if there's one big book of copyright laws, she read it word for word and probably can recite you that book right now, kind of like our tax laws. Um, it's a big book. Half of us don't understand it. We don't even know what's in there. I know who knows who's in there. Accountants of movie stars, politicians, famous athletes, uh, and so forth. I bet you their accountants know everything there is to know in that. They could probably tell you that tax law book from the first word on page one to the last word on page 1,446. I think it's how many pages in there now. That's because that's how they make sure their clients don't have to pay as much. Uh, anyway, sorry, didn't want to talk about taxes. I hate taxes. I know we need taxes, but we need them simplified or have a way where it doesn't have to come out of our pockets, maybe a consumption tax or just a flat tax. Here you go, same percentage, everybody. Anyway, um, but yeah, two complaints about Braun Breaker. The name, it just sounds, it does sound Vince McMahonish. Come on, everybody know, kind of like the Curtis Axel thing. Everybody knows he was Joe Henning, Kurt Henning's son. Curtis Henning, whatever. Who cares? Let him be a Henning. Same thing with Braun Breaker here. They already got some. Okay, fine. They got Bronson Reed, Braun Steiner. Well, they got Braun Strowman, so okay, Braun, whatever. Almost sounds spelled differently. Sounds the same. And the spear. Come on, dude. Give him another move besides the spear. You got Roman Reigns who'll come back eventually. That's his move. You got uh, Bobby Lashley. That's one. He does a hurt liker, but he does end it a lot of times with a spear as well. No need for him to have it, or no need for another person to have it. Uh, give him another move. Think of one. I don't know one. It's got to be a very. I mean, he looks strong enough, definitely. Uh, this to do just about anything to anyone. So, um, I mean, come on, is John Cena gonna win with a shit slam? Okay, he didn't do a shit slam, but the AA move is kind of looks shitty. But anyway, well, it's kind of get be about that time to, uh, as the movie says, the lights get kind of low here, big guy. Which I'm a I'm a kind of a big guy. But before I go, let me do a little plug here. Every Tuesday, I do a trivia show called Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Usually drops about 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. Check it out. Share with friends. Play along with friends. Test your own uh, wrestling trivia. Usually I ask 5 questions. Again, all dealing with the sport of professional wrestling. So, uh, like I said, play along, have fun. Also, usually try to drop this at least Tuesdays or Wednesdays. My WWE Raw recap show. Uh, Briefly give you the finish, a little bit of my 2 cent opinion on this week's Raw. And this week's Raw is up, so go out and check that out. I also do a AEW Dynamite AEW Dynamite recap show as well. Um, and this week's AEW Dynamite recap is up, so again, check that out. Uh, uh, give you some opinions about the new Chris Jericho gimmick character, whatever, the learning tree. I give my little opinion about that. Um, I'm not gonna say it here. Just check it out. See what I say. Uh, and of course, my live stream, Thursday live stream, Spot Show live stream with me, Ronald Ray. It's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Saturday or 9 a.m. Friday morning in Japan, and 5 a.m. Friday morning in India. Of course, next week on the Spot Show live stream, we will do a little recap of Clash at the Castle, and I do believe next week is Forbidden. Let me check that again. Oops. So it's not next week. It's in 2 weeks. So we'll just give you the news and uh, do a little recap on Clash of the Castle because Forbidden Door is Sunday, June 30th. So that's 2 weeks from now, or 2 weeks from Sunday. And if the new product doesn't suit your fancy, and you like a good old fashioned old school wrestling from 70s, 80s, early 90s, I got a show on Fridays called Wrestling Gold Friday Night. That's every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Saturday morning Japan, and 5 a.m. Saturday morning India. Come check that out. We talk some old school wrestling, give this date in wrestling history. Also, I fire things up and do a watch along where I'll talk about it, share some memories. This week, I haven't picked out one yet, but trying to find a good episode of World Class Championship Wrestling. That one we're gonna have to do a little differently because I don't want to get copyright strike or anything like that. So if if you're watching on your phone, might want to bring your tablet along, or if you're watching on a desktop, just open up another window, then split them. That way you can watch the video and keep watching my show, which will be greatly appreciated. As well, watch the world class show and do a little commentating, show and share some memories of my innocent little childhood watching wrestling. Um, that's it. Like I said, appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, if you're not live on the chat, uh, you watch a replay, drop a hello in the comments if you want to, or let me know what you think about anything we discussed this evening or anything I discussed this evening. Also, uh, drop a like if you're not subscribed yet. Hit the subscribe button. Um, other than that, hope you folks have a good one and take it easy. Hey there, thank you for checking this out. If you enjoyed it, share with friends, drop a like button, leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV46. Until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.